So hi Sivaji. So for a change, India has started with a win today.
Hi, Muthu. Yes, it is slightly different to the other series, isn't it? Usually, India start with with losing and then go back to win the series. So yeah, today it will be good to have a debate.
I think Pandya is a default selection for all formats for us at this stage, from the fast bowling all-rounder perspective, right? Krunal Pandya has been selected based on his performance in the List A games domestic series. Sorry, yeah. So I think he was selected based on that, and if you look at it, my opinion is we don't have a left arm spinner in the squad. Probably that's why he got a go ahead. I mean, left arm orthodox. I mean, not like left arm Chinaman like Kuldeep, you know. So
Yeah, but I think the outcome of today's match it came out very favorable for one of the Pandya brothers. That is good, but I think Krunal Pandya is a specialist in T20. Then bringing Krunal into the one day as well, that is where I think probably Team India is crossing the line between the formats, different formats the players can play, right? So if they're a specialist in something, given a chance to a player, they would want to play in all the formats. But again, it goes back to the same question, the workload management, right? So it goes back to the same question because the T20 series has just got over, and in between we have this one-day series, and following that there is IPL that they're going to play n number of matches, right? And then later this year we have the T20 World Cup. So T20 World Cup is the main focus. So at this point of time, I think that bringing in Krunal Pandya to try out the one-day international, maybe in my opinion, it is an expensive move.
Yeah, that is another way to look at it. And as I said earlier, the team management can only do what they are given with. So that is where I think Krunal has to play today. I mean, yeah, if we cannot go into the actual squad, the 15-member selection, because that will open up plenty of questions. So maybe if we stick with within the squad, so that I think Krunal was the best option available for the team at this stage. That's my take on it.
I'm thinking that his batting position in T20 and ODI, at least taking the India versus England series, is not justified at all. In my opinion, Ben Stokes in T20, we expect him to play up the order, isn't it? I mean, or at least as a fan of a cricket, I want to see Ben Stokes, a player of that kind of a caliber, to play up the order, so that he can build the momentum, just like Sky, how Sky plays one down, and he builds the momentum for the team. We would expect that to happen because nowadays, in terms of pinch hitters, there are many players, right? And they can do the job down the order. But we need in terms of positioning a top player. It will be good to have Stokes play up the order in T20. Now, one day international today, I was really surprised to see that Stokes was sent out to bat one down. Yeah, the thing is, so if you consider Virat Kohli and Stokes, right? They're two different players. But Virat Kohli, the way in which he plays is he builds up the momentum, right? Slowly. He's open to taking singles. He doesn't get annoyed or frustrated. He can stay there for long, take singles, build up, and then go on to make more runs towards the end. But Stokes, he has done that in the Test cricket, sure. But in one day, he hasn't played. He hasn't played that kind of an innings. So if England wants to try out just for this match, it's okay. But I hope they don't send the Stokes up the order always.
Yeah, I have a few more perspectives to it, right? First thing, I mean, it could be any of these answer from England. Both Eoin Morgan and Sam Billings got hurt during the fielding.
Okay.
So that could be one of the reasons to send Stokes ahead. Maybe to give some more time. I'm not sure. Both of them didn't field for the rest of the innings. So maybe there is I think there is some kind of a restriction for batsmen to go in early. So they have to spend that many number of overs or minutes or something like that. So
Okay.
that could be
that's a good point.
Yeah,
That's a
could
good
be
point.
one of the reason. I'm not sure if that is right, but that could be one of the reason. And other reason, maybe they are getting the obsession of left-right combination. Like
that is a tradition.
that is kind of India's theme always. So maybe they are getting obsessed with it. That is another point of view. And then another point is like generally the say is you send you give your best batsman to face most number of the balls. So in any game, that is. So even if it's T20 or one day, they should face enough balls. So there's no point sending them down the order. So that could be one of the reasons as well. So any of them from England's point of view.
Yeah, those points are very good, Muthu. Yes, I liked it. Especially you pointed about the rule, right? If there is, I would be inclined to go and check after this call what the rule is. It's very interesting. Yeah.
I think he is more an adventurous captain than a methodical captain. So obviously these days all the captains are given all the inputs they need, both especially when they are fielding. So the strategies against different batsmen, which bowler to bowl, how the field setup should be, and so on. But apart from that, what they do in the field is looking at the pitch, how it is behaving, and the bowler, how they are responding on the day, and so on. One particular instance today, I would say, he kept, when Hardik was coming in, he kept a fly slip person, which gave a wicket for him. So that was something maybe at that point in time, and at that stage of the game, with somebody like Hardik there, nobody would have thought about it.
Yeah.
So that was a good move. So he is thinking on feet, but at the same time, he has the traditional methods as well. Like he has set number of overs per bowler to start with, to who will be the first.
As an all-rounder. So if he was an all-rounder, he should have experimented. Not experimented. He should have given Moeen Ali more overs to bowl.
And also the number of games they are playing against some quality sides in both in the domestic arena and also the India A under-19 foreign tours and so on. So they have that much exposure, and when they go and debut for the country. At that point in time, it feels like it is just another game, not a first game.
I think um, from the bilateral tour kind of an agreement or arrangement that they have, right, which is a tradition that happens for quite a long period of time. So due to that, probably I think they would have gone for this one day series as well. Because that is a kind of a mandate that they have to follow. Because when England when India goes to England, when they come here in England, there is some it is set up the same way. They have a test series, a T20, and a one-day series. So I think it's more to do with the bilateral arrangement rather than this. But from the workload management point of view, I think cricketers are playing many matches, especially players like Rohit, Virat, who are playing all the formats, all the 3 different formats. I think yeah, they're key players, and managing their workload will be a challenge.
Yeah, I think, in my opinion, I tend more to agree with you there. It should be something to do with the bilateral arrangement, but still, I don't think the number of games played or the format played should come into picture in that way. It's probably my add-on to your point is probably the television revenue or agreement between the telecasting rights. So the number of days cricket which has to be given for the telecasting companies, that could be another reason.
That could be another reason. Yeah, that's a good point. See, from this, I have another question. I mean, the lack of audience, right? Is that making us feel that this tournament is going on for long? Because usually when they go from one city to another city and play, there's a different crowd, isn't it? Just like Ashwin would say, knowledgeable Chennai crowd. And then they go to Ahmedabad, and it's a different type of crowd, and that's where the excitement kicks in, right? And the different way people enjoy and things like that. That brings in the excitement, right? Now, having that taken off completely, as they're playing behind the closed doors, I was wondering if that is making us feel it's a long tournament.
Yeah, I think it is making us feel a long tournament, mainly because India has been non-stop right from Australia, or even before that, from IPL. It has been non-stop cricket for us, and we have been always indulged in cricket. So it looks like there's no stop at all.
Yes, but the point is, Muthu, if you see 2 or 3 matches played continuously in the same venue, right? As a television viewer, your experience, right? It's slightly not up to the mark, because
Yes.
if there's a new city, new audience, new things, it brings in more excitement, right?
I think we are almost towards the end of our video there. Have any more thoughts, Sivaji?
Yeah, to today's game, I just made a couple of notes here. Bastow and Roy put England in driver's seat with around 70 runs when compared to India at a stage, right? The irony is, at the end, eventually, England lost by nearly 70 runs. So that's the irony, because it was they had set up the game so well, Bastow and Roy, and that's amazing. For when you're chasing 300 odd runs, and you're made 70 or 80 runs more than the opponent who batted first at one stage. that is the best opening partnership or a start a team can have. But then I think the middle order completely made a mess of it.
Yeah. I mean, the all the admiration we have for the English batting lineup, it failed so miserably today.
Exactly. That is where even I am coming from. You got me at the right thing. That is where I'm coming from. So the excitement of the English batting, right? On paper they're so strong. That was missing. The middle order completely didn't materialize, and it failed.
Yeah.
Thank you, Muthu. It was nice talking to you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.